What's up guys, my name is David, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to another horror review. I just watched the horror classic A Nightmare on Elm Street for the first time, and I want to talk about it. This is directed by Wes Craven and is about the iconic killer Freddy Krueger. He is attacking our main character Nancy and her friends in their dreams, and if you die in the dream world, you die in real life. Right off the bat, it is an awesome premise with an even more awesome killer. Starting off with what I liked about this movie, just overall, it is a fun and creepy adventure. You're just immediately thrown into it, and for the most part, you kind of don't know what's happening, you don't know who Freddy Krueger is or why he is here, what he's doing, and that really builds the suspense. But at its core, this movie is a good time. It's a slasher with a little mystery to it. And this movie knows what it is, and it's not trying to be anything else. There are themes to be found in this movie, definitely, but there's no monologues telling you what to think. Quite simply, this movie is just a very well-made good time. Overall, the film isn't scary. There are some great moments of suspense, and Freddy overall is just a creepy character, truly an iconic and timeless design. And the fact that it's all practical just makes it even cooler. But where the film really thrives in the scare department and just kind of as a whole is the battle that Nancy is going through, more with herself. Her best friend died. She literally can't go to sleep because she'll either be killed or harmed, and the people around her think she's crazy. The battle that she goes through is the most tangible part of the movie, and Freddy Krueger and the dream realm is that paranormal stuff that kind of ties the whole thing together, getting a really nice balance of believable horror and supernatural horror, and it works really well. Dreams as a whole are just such an interesting and powerful thing, and it is a perfect thing to explore in the horror genre, and that's definitely what this film does best. The concepts, the uses of subtle horror, and just the overall iconic nature of this film makes it a standout in the horror genre, really, film as a whole. However, I don't think it leans enough into its concepts and uses of smart horror for me to really love this movie or consider it truly timeless. There are aspects of it that are timeless and great, but overall, I think this movie is actually kind of rocky. Starting with, this movie has so many horror tropes to the point where it feels like it's a parody. However, all these tropes kind of make it feel endearing because this is just such an 80s movie. Everything about it just feels so incredibly 80s, and the tropes just kind of add to that feeling. So the tropes are annoying, but I can't say they really get me upset. However, the most annoying trope in here is the dumb and stubborn adults. He is not the actual villain, she is. But then on the flip side, Nancy really isn't any better. She completely lacks the ability to explain things. Just describe things better and you might actually survive this. Speaking of conversations, the dialogue in this movie is so stiff. The directing too is rough around the edges. I couldn't call this movie a polished film, but when Wes Craven and the actors really need to bring it in this movie, they bring it. There are some truly great scenes that do hold up and stand the test of time. So in the end, it kind of all evens out. Overall, this is a fun and iconic horror movie that I can enjoy and respect. It does have its flaws, but in some ways, those flaws and tropes kind of give this movie character. I can't really be upset that an 80s horror movie feels like an 80s horror movie. However, I can be disappointed that they didn't make the most out of some really cool concepts. If they focused on Nancy's struggles more and her cracking up and kind of the psychological torment that she was going through more, this could be an even scarier and timeless film. However, as it stands, I can still enjoy this movie. I will give A Nightmare on Elm Street a B. And there you have it. Those are my quick thoughts on A Nightmare on Elm Street after watching it for the first time. Let me know in the comment section down below, what are your opinions on this movie? I will see you in the next video. May the force be with you.